The basic definition of business is any type of activity, whether it be related to making, buying, or selling of goods or services in exchange for money. Now, I would agree that that's a fairly solid definition, but being the philanthropic person that I strive to be, I would add that it's not always in exchange for money, as is the case with not-for-profits or charities who do so for the betterment of society and humankind. Regardless of profitability and tax status, though, all kinds of businesses exchange some type of goods and services or intellectual property for something that they deem of value. And all businesses need to be effectively managed in order to survive. My name is Erin Olson. I'm a business owner, entrepreneur, instructor, and consultant. About 20 years ago, I founded PC Keys Technology Solutions, a training and instructional design company that has kind of forged its way through many of the economic and technological changes in that time. But we've always managed to be profitable and even been recognized with a few honors like Woman Entrepreneur of the Year, Small Business of the Year, and Most Innovative Service Company of the Year nominations. I've also worked across the gamut of businesses, from sole proprietors, professional partnerships, to some of the largest multinational corporations in the world. I've worked with government, legal, medical, manufacturing, military, petrochemical, retail, and everything in between. It is with this experience that I'm very excited to bring to you tips, tools, and techniques to manage and build your business with Microsoft Excel. Now, the definition I just gave for business is broad to say the least. Whether you're a blooming entrepreneur working from your home with an idea that can either fill a niche in your local community or possibly change the entire world, or an employee or C-level executive working from a corporate office of a multinational company, the basics of business never change. You need to know how to do some common business tasks. These include being able to market, monitor, manage, and analyze your business. This could encompass all or part of the goods and services and the transactions related to them that you provide. It involves people, internally and externally, by and for whom you provide them. Throughout the process, you need to be able to effectively communicate business information to others. A sole proprietor who provides a service may work by him or herself and have a select clientele without a lot of other elements involved. Larger, more complex businesses may have a tremendous number of products, services, vendors, employees, locations, customers, distributors, and even advisors. But again, the basics of business are still the same. The question becomes, how are you going to monitor, manage, and analyze all of these pieces and parts so that you can make good business decisions that will help your business succeed? There are many proprietary systems to assist in these areas. But one of the most common, least expensive, and easy to use is probably sitting right at your fingertips, and that is Microsoft Excel. In this series, we're not going to focus specifically on the details of selected features of using Excel. We're instead going to focus on the specific application of Excel's tools and features to meet the needs of anyone who works in a business capacity. Since this is Excel, which is most notably known for its calculation capabilities, we'll certainly be taking a look at financial analysis, budgeting, the sales process, and how this can be simple and professionally managed and presented using Excel. In addition, we'll touch on capabilities that are often overlooked, such as the ability to create custom personalized communications using Excel contact information, how you can summarize your products and services, and analyze the demographics of your customer base. We'll even dabble a bit with how Excel can assist you in managing schedules and even your marketing efforts. If I have you all worried about some of this terminology and maybe that you're worried your business acumen is not quite up to speed, have no fear. For each chapter or topic, I'll be sure to provide an overview of any Excel or business terminology or theory that may be necessary to understand what we are doing and why. You do need to have basic Excel skills, and some basic business knowledge is helpful. But this series is going to provide you a way to apply those skills and that knowledge to a wide variety of business functions so that you can better monitor, manage, and build your organization, regardless of your specific product, market, or the number of people that you serve. If that sounds exciting and useful to you, then let's go ahead and get started. Marketing, managing, and building your business with Excel. Sometimes it's nice to know a little bit about the person who's talking with you. It could be because you want to make sure that they have the credentials to be telling you what to do and how to do it, or it could be because you are just interested about how they got to be doing and saying what they are. I like doing an author bio because it gives me a chance to share a little bit about who I am and why I enjoy doing what I do, which is, of course, the CBT training. None of this is required, and I'm reminded that most who view my videos as far as training won't bother to view this one. That may be true, but I at least want to offer it, like I do everything else. For those of you who want to listen, that's just fine. I'll give you my experience, how I got where I am, and share a little bit about my interests and passions along the way. If you don't care, no harm, no foul. I don't take it personally. By the way, I like to throw this one in to get us started. This is how I got started. This is me as a baby. Let's go on with those professional credentials and get those out of the way. I actually started providing training in 1994, which is roughly 20 years ago, depending on when you actually view this video. I did a few things before this, including pursuing politics and Asian studies and nursing before stumbling upon what has now become my career and my passion. For those of you who have a hard time putting 1994 into context, it was about the same time Windows 3.11 came out, if that provides a little perspective for you. I actually began as an Access instructor and quickly moved on to teach all of Office applications, even though it wasn't formally called Office yet, as well as things like graphics, web design, back when we actually used HTML to code web pages, and to download a music file took installing a helper application and about 30 to 40 minutes or so per song. Sometimes I do not miss those good old days. I also taught financial software like QuickBooks and Quicken, and other databases and reporting programs like Crystal Reports, and even soft skills including project management, business writing, effective presentations, and more. I started my own company providing contract training services, so I actually used all of the software products in my business and personal life, as well as teaching them, which I think is one of the reasons people like my teaching style. I actually use, and still do today, what I teach, so I can provide real-world examples based on my personal experiences, and not just the dry step-by-step instructions that you can find almost anywhere. I'm not afraid to let you know the mistakes that I've made or the lessons that I learned the hard way as I was learning all this stuff by using it too. I guess that just makes my instruction a little more relatable and personal, I suppose. I have delivered training in the 3 modalities that we know today, although they certainly weren't around back then. They include traditional classroom instructor-led training, or ILT. Standing up in front of an audience is something I never thought I would do, but I actually enjoy it, and I guess I do it fairly well. I also did computer-based training, or CBT, before it was cool, and that includes all the way back to 2002. Outlook 2002, or Outlook XP, was the first CBT series I ever did, and at that point, it was done on a VHS video, not a CD or a DVD. I also do what we call virtual or live internet training. It goes by a lot of different names. This is where I'm actually a live instructor, but my students are some distance away, and we talk through video or we talk through the conference call. I've always done all of these things while running it through my own company, which is PC Keys Technology Solutions. I always like to try to use a unique delivery style and approach to training, and I guess it's worked. I've personally taught something more than 87,000 people or so in more than 9 countries, not counting CBT audiences like yourself. I think I've authored and presented something around 69 CBT series now. I lose track after a while. I do have a technical list somewhere, but I don't look at it too often. I just think it's fun. It's just another way to reach out and get to people who otherwise may not be able to come to a traditional class. I like that I've been able to touch the lives of so many people, hopefully making their lives and their work a little bit easier and more enjoyable through technology. I've also been honored with a few awards along the way, including being a finalist twice for Woman Entrepreneur of the Year, and also as Small Business of the Year and Most Innovative Service Company of the Year. These really aren't about ego, though. It's more that they acknowledge the effort that I've invested to kind of create unique ways to deliver and configure training. I like to put an emphasis on customizing each delivery to meet each client's needs, instead of kind of forcing everyone to fit into the same cookie-cutter training experience that happens so often. That's been part of the challenge recently with CBT, trying to find innovative ways to present it for today's audience that wants things fast, immediate, and mobile. But the honors show recognition that these efforts have been kind of a beneficial thing to those I provide services for, and that's what's really so nice about them. I will admit, though, it is kind of nice to have my name up in lights as well. So after I had been doing what I do for probably a decade or so, I decided to formalize my credentials and go back to school. And I earned a bachelor's degree in information technology, and then immediately went into a master's degree in instructional design and technology. I literally did them back to back with a weekend in between, finishing one on a Friday and starting up with the next one on a Monday. My husband says I'm not allowed to do that anymore. Along the way, of course, I got several industry credentials like Microsoft Certified Trainer, Microsoft Office User Specialist, and things like that. So now that I have all those credentials under my belt and a lot of experience, I hopefully am providing the kind of training that people want. But my favorite philosophy is that my opinion of what I do doesn't matter that much. It's only the opinion of those whose learning I facilitate that matters. In other words, if people aren't having those aha moments, enjoying what they're learning, and saying, wow, I never knew I could do that with software, then I'm just not doing my job. And when I do get that occasional wow or that's so cool, it makes my day. What about me as a person? Well, I have a husband who is the love of my life, and a now grown son who has also been a joy, my pride, and a learning experience all in one. I love adventure in the outdoors. I've always had pets, things like cats, dogs, horses, and more. This is me at a very young age with my young foal, Gypsy, and her mother, Cody. We used to live on 2 acres. We're now down to a 1-cat household, and this is Sasha, and she is definitely the queen of all of our domains. Whether it's for work or for pleasure, or hopefully for both, I do love to travel. Part of traveling that's fun for me is the ability to learn about the places that I visit. Remember, I do love being a student. Perhaps my most life-changing excursion so far was a trip to Tanzania in 2011. It inspired me to create a not-for-profit to provide school and teaching supplies to schools there. Well, there you go. It may be much more than you ever wanted to know, but I hope it provides a little insight into who I am, where I came from, why I present the way I do, what I do for fun, and probably most importantly to you, why you might choose to listen to what I have to say as an instructor. I hope you enjoyed it and didn't find it too much like being forced to sit through someone else's vacation slides. I hope you enjoy the opportunities I provide for you to learn more about the technologies at your fingertips, and I appreciate your taking time to learn a little bit more about me. I am so excited to present this series showing you how to apply what you know about Excel to better market, monitor, manage, and build your business. This series is about learning to use Excel's features in a wide variety of ways that can all be useful in a business context, regardless of what that business may be. That's a pretty broad statement. So let's get to some specifics. In this series, you'll learn how to manage contact information, produce personalized communications, analyze demographics, create schedules and calendars, build budgets, track loans, keep account registers, produce financial statements, work through the entire sales process, calculate profitability, and forecast for the future. Unlike typical training series where each topic goes in depth on how to use a specific feature, in this series, we're going to use something called project-based learning, with each topic focusing on a specific type of business task or deliverable, not just a single skill. Each video focuses on creating that deliverable using a variety of Excel features, not just one. If you have some business background, you can see how this encompasses a majority of business tasks throughout the business cycle, from start to finish. If you don't have a lot of business background, that's okay, but it should give you an idea of the myriad of useful things that you can accomplish for your business using Excel. Either way, you should be excited to tackle these business-specific solutions that you can produce with Excel. Excel is amazing, if I do say so myself, and provides a wide variety of tools, many of which are often overlooked and underutilized. In this series, you'll use basic computer or PC skills and some basic Excel skills that you're already comfortable with, and will apply them in order to discover the power of Excel in business. I never want to say that we'll be covering everything Excel has to offer, but we will touch on almost every major feature area, including formatting, graphics, templates, tables, pivot tables, charts, what-if analysis tools, how Excel can be utilized with other Microsoft Office applications like Word, and of course, a lot of formulas, functions, and analysis tools. We'll use more than 40 different types of Excel tools in all. All that said, however, advanced Excel skills are not required to successfully participate in this series. I'll be providing an overview of the specific business and Excel skills we'll be touching on for each chapter. We're not covering all aspects of Excel, nor are we reviewing all of those features in depth. While I think you'll benefit from these videos, regardless of your prior experience, if you don't have confidence in foundational Excel skills, you might want to review the Learning Microsoft Excel training series before tackling this one. After this series, you might choose to view some of our in-depth series on things like tables, multiple worksheets, pivot tables, and charts, if you feel you'd like more details about specific features that we'll be using here. The ultimate outcome from your attention and your efforts will be your ability to utilize Excel features to market, monitor, manage, analyze, and communicate about all aspects of your business in an organized, meaningful, professional way in order to sustain or build your business in any way that you see fit.
Greetings and welcome to your Infinite Skills training course. This movie will help you find and easily access your working files for this course. The working files are designed to allow you to work alongside the author as they are teaching the course material, and in most cases, the author will announce whenever they have provided a working file. If you have downloaded this course from our website, then you will have gone to a download page that looks like this, and you may see that the working files are a separate download file. Once you have downloaded the working files, you can extract the downloaded zip files and place them directly onto your desktop. From the player, you will see a menu bar located up here with various buttons just above the video. From the player menu bar, look for this button. When you move your mouse over it, a label will show up that reads Open Working Files. Left-click on this icon and a window will open up to show you where the files are located. You may see multiple files as the working files are organized within them. To make things easier for yourself, we suggest copying all of these working files to the desktop of your computer. Please note that if you downloaded the working files separately, as we mentioned earlier, you will not see them here. However, you should already know where they are, as you should have extracted them and placed them somewhere on your computer, well, like the desktop. If you are watching this from the DVD, there are a couple of ways to access the working files directory so you can open up your files. Now, you will only be able to open these files from the DVD. If you make some changes and would like to save them, you will need to save them onto your computer. Copy the working files to the desktop, as we have shown earlier from the player. This way you can find them quickly and easily because they are located on your desktop, and you can open and save any changes as you work along with the lessons. You can also find the working files by going directly into the Files folder. To get to this folder from your DVD on your PC, go into your computer, find your DVD drive with the disk in it, and select it. You will see that there will be a Working Files folder on the disk that you can drag and drop to your desktop. You can also copy this to your desktop by right-clicking on the folder and selecting Copy, then right-clicking on your desktop and selecting Paste. If you are on a Mac, click on the DVD icon for the disk on your desktop. A window will open and show you all the files on the disk. You can then drag and drop the working files to your desktop. You can also copy this to your desktop by right-clicking on the folder and selecting Copy, then right-clicking on your desktop and selecting Paste.
People learn in different ways. Some learn better by seeing what they need to know, while others learn better by hearing it. Still others learn best by having hands-on opportunities. In reality, everyone uses all three of these methods to learn to their best ability, even if they do prefer one particular method over the other. The good news is you are participating in video-based training. This means that you have the opportunity to see and hear instruction, and because you can replay movies as many times as you want, you also have the power of repetition to assist in your learning process. As much as possible, we also want you to be able to have hands-on experience. As they say, nothing beats actually doing it. This series is about applying Excel skills to the enhancement and analysis of, and communication and decision-making related to, effectively participating in business. In order to do so, you will need to have access to or create for yourself suitable Excel files. We'll be working with some files that already have data in them. That way, we don't have to spend a lot of time keying in data. You already know how to do that. By the way, as more and more people may be using touch-enabled devices, anytime I say things like click, you know that means any things like gestures that may be more appropriate. Likewise, typing information can be done on a regular keyboard, as well as an on-screen keyboard or even voice, depending on what you have. Now, let's get back to those working files. Sometimes we'll be using Excel templates from your installation or from the Office.com website. I'll be walking you through how to find these particular files. Other times, we may be using a specific file to demonstrate the features and skills we'll be discussing. You can technically use any Excel file that fits the need. It's always better if you can use your own data to work, but I don't want you to spend a lot of time trying to find or create files. So if it comes down to it, use the working files to work through the sample exercises that I'll be demonstrating. All of the working files can be found in the Working Files folder that came with your training package. Within the Working Files folder, you'll find folders for each chapter. If there are files that I use to demonstrate, you will find them here. And I'll be sure to give you those file names at the actual time in the training so you don't have to try to memorize them or find them on your own. If there aren't any specific files used for a particular chapter, I'll include a text document that says no files were used for this chapter, just so you know that nothing is missing. I know that time is valuable, and often we're viewing videos like these because we need to know something and we need to get it done. But I hope you'll invest the time to not only view them, but to also follow along and repeat the examples on your own to help reinforce your skills. Research and experience clearly shows that when a person sees it, hears it, and does it, they actually learn it much better than doing any one of those things on their own. With the hands-on practice, you'll be able to retain the information much better. After all, that really is our number one goal, regardless of who you are and what your specific purpose of viewing these videos is, that you gain skills that you can immediately apply to your business and that you be able to use those skills well into the future. I hope you enjoy your learning experience and take advantage of the wonderful opportunities Excel will provide to you and your business.